Welcome back to it, guys. The Thursday edition of the Now Morning Show, where we head over to Tobago. And earlier this year, we were telling you guys to get ready for Tobago Fashion Coda 7. The excitement continues because even with a new date, it's very much still on, and even more is to be enjoyed. To tell us more, this morning we are joined by the executive producer for the Tobago Fashion Coda 7 and president of DG Events, Mr. Don Grant. Good morning and welcome.
Yes, good morning, Ainka, and good morning to everyone within the sound of my voice and all of you fine folks out there in cyber world.
Well, the fine folks are getting ready to get dressed up and enjoy, as I am happy to hear that we simply have a new date, but all of the excitement is there with even more to enjoy. Don, tell me a little bit about the date change first and foremost for those who were not informed.
Okay, well, we have moved forward to Saturday, 31 May. It's the Indian Arrival Day weekend, and due to the elections, we just got swamped with the space and decided it was best to move forward. Okay, so here we are with the luxury of time, and what do? You have a blank canvas. You know, you as an artist, you fill it. We've added to the show the Indo aspect in that we booked Nival Chetlal, Kubini band, which is, with one of the greatest crossover bands in the business. And the Shiv Shakti dancers is coming to Tobago to celebrate here with us as well. So you have that Indo aspect using now with Afro, because we also have Sherwin Winchester and Charlon Bailey. Sherwin Winchester and his band, you would be gracing the stage here as well.
I mean,
so it's good.
It's Tobago. We can't have any celebration in Tobago without Sherwin Winchester, the president of Tobago. Come on now. It makes complete sense.
Correct.
And then with the holiday...
boy.
Yes, both Charlon and Sherwin. But with the holiday,
Correct.
It is more themed, even more so, because you did mention beforehand that some of the designers that will be featured will be giving us East Indian collections or... Yes, collections that are inspired by our East Indian heritage. So that means then this is only additional to all of the things that we were expecting before. Correct, Don?
Correct, Ainka. And not only Neha, Karina is going to bring that into aspect. She is planning a very big show. But we've added some Tobago designers as well. Ted Arthur is now on the runway, for example. Oh, yeah. And Nito Water we always had. So we have 4 Tobagoan designers and 4 designers from Trinidad. And I think we have a show.
Let's talk a little bit about Ted Arthur, simply because that could be paired with a number of artisans as well. Are we going to see him sharing the runway, or these are separate and additional walks that we could look forward to?
We are going to be seeing Ted Arthur sharing the runway, I think. And I know you have a soft spot for Ted, and rightfully so. Let's face the fact, he's the senior leather craftsman in Tobago, probably in Trinidad, and oh my God, his designs are so special and creative. You know, we're proud of him here. So it's only right and fair that we, put him forward in the best and the big way.
Right, and it would work perfectly with the plethora of designs and styles that are going to be featured. So we now technically have 10 designers on the runway, correct?
Well, technically, yes, we do.
I'm loving it. So that's 10 Caribbean designers. You said 4 from Tobago, and the difference will be Trinbagonian. We've also got entertainment that you've told us about earlier hand to get us excited. But what about that artisan experience, the ability to actually purchase from these artists and more? Will we still have that artisan market option? Has that changed in any way?
Yes, most definitely. You will see the artisans most represented there in their best and possible way. They are in the show because we try to keep the business of fashion into perspective at all times. And as you know, I keep saying this fashion business is a multi-billion-dollar business with a B. So every time we turn and we do things, we must understand that there's a cost factor and then there's a sale factor. And there's a bit of a shift in the fashion industry now where you're seeing more sustainable goods and clothing. We here in the Caribbean always had it going on, our cottons, our voiles, our linens, our silks, the sheer, kaleidoscope of color and lightweight fabrics is worked, So we are going to continue to push the product and make sure that we here in the Caribbean have that Caribbean aesthetic in the forefront and keep the flag flying.
Right. We know that Richard would have played a big role in that in terms of creative director for literally the crafting of the show, making sure that creatives are involved from top to bottom and engaging in what you call that industry aspect of things, making sure that livelihoods are maintained. So thousands of persons are hands on deck, so to speak, including a whopping 30 plus models who would have trained and been hand selected for this particular show. Have those numbers changed as well?
Well, most definitely. Those 30 models are just from Trinidad. We have 15 models here from Tobago, because when the show starts, the show is going to be on and popping. There'll be no gaps. It's a professionally run operation, and you would find, the best of the runway experience. My whole thing is that we're as good as any and we're better than many. This cover thing, in Tobago, done. You understand? We function at a very high professional level, and we have a world of experience that we could bring here to the soil and make things happen in a much bigger and professional way.
You're actually going to do that because you do have international makeup artists, Kirk Cambridge Delpesh, still doing his workshop as well. Tell me dates and location, even registration for that, because that would have changed too, right?
Well, what has happened, Kirk did do the workshop. And I got to tell you, Kirk is now in London, in the West End. He's doing Hercules for Disney. So we're so very happy to have him here. And out of that workshop, we selected 10 makeup artists here from Tobago that will be assisting Revlon. Listen, Revlon is our sponsor. That's major. And I must say hi to Diane Mongrou from the Revlon team. They're going to be coming. But what they're bringing is the makeup artists from Trinidad, and they're allowing these 10 Tobago makeup artists to work with them and to be exposed, to be selected, to be Revlon certified eventually, and open them up to what the actual Revlon way is of doing business. So with the luxury of time, we were able to accomplish a lot and move forward. Yeah.
Things worked out really beautifully. Of course, you told us about some of the performers that will be there to celebrate creativity, but will you still have that art exhibit to look forward to as well, Don?
Yes, well, the art exhibit is on permanent display at the Magdalena Grand Art Gallery. Martin Superville, he's done an exceptional collection, and I would advise you all, as you come to Coda, pay a visit and purchase, a piece of art from Martin Superville.
All right. Now, no fashion show is complete without a red carpet entrance. The Met was the beginning of the month. You guys are technically closing it off. And so we're looking forward to that red carpet. Is it still going to be 100 feet long?
Yes, I think the red carpet came to Tobago. And, well, we had to send it back because, Brian McFarlane, he needed it to use, and it will be returning, yes, without fail. We were ready. It's like you get in a rocket ship and you're about to blast off, and there's a countdown. You prepared, all the time and checking, double checking. You're all suited up and you get in there, and the countdown starts 10, 9, 8, 7, then. Houston, we have a problem.
Well, in this case, the problem hasn't stopped it. It seems to have only made it greater. And I'm wondering if the tickets that I had will still stand. Do we need to get new tickets? Can we use the ones we had previously issued? How do we connect?
Yes, well, certainly use the same tickets. Let's save a tree. And it's just a day change, and we're in total control of that. So if you have already purchased your ticket, they're still valid and value at the amount. And let me tell you, Inca, we've increased the menu as well. We should talk about that. But now we have a show. The star-studded entertainment in that of show in Manchester, Sharon Bailey, Trevini, the Fifth Shakti dancers, and Nival Tetla. Let's face the fact, that's no joke. And we also have the cuisine from the Magdalena Grand. We have what, 5 stations: an Asian station, an Indo station, of course, is in General Day, a South American station, and a Turk station, a grilling station that we would be doing, in addition to roasting 3 pigs on the Atlantic Ocean, along with blue food, Tobago style.
Of course, Tobago has to have the blue food.
Every time, we're going to be good.
Well done. The rhythm is ready to hit the runway, as you rightfully said. With the new date, the 31st of May, and the additions, it sounds like a spectacular way to spend the upcoming holiday in Tobago. You mentioned that the tickets that we would have previously acquired still stand, but if people still want to get on board and acquire the new ones, can you give us contacts or ways to purchase new tickets?
Yes, most definitely. I think you can get your tickets in Tobago, here at Barcode, Renmars, Fairways, Soleil at the Magdalena. They have tickets as well. Of course, you could go on islandetickets.com. And in Trinidad, all the designers have tickets near Karina. She's at the Hilton. You have Claudia Pegas. She's at Long Circular Mall. And Eclipse Eli. Eclipse is 4 stores throughout, 1 in Tobago and 3 in Trinidad, and also Blanix 212. They have 4 stores as well. So the tickets are readily available, and they're going fast. So I must encourage you to purchase the ticket, because this price is not going to last.
Well, hopefully I get one before the price changes, but it's happening in Tobago on the 31st of May at the Magdalena Grand. Showtime is 5 p.m. and that's in time for the red carpet, right? Or should we get there for 4? Let me know. I need to be there.
Please get there for 4. Walk the red carpet, take the photographs, feel fabulous. You'll be entertained. There's a Tassa band, there's steel pan, there are moko jumbies in the entertainment area before, you actually enter the fashion show. So there's going to be a lot happening, and we should be there in our splendor. Now, the big question is, I think, would you be gracing us here with your presence in Tobago to walk the red carpet?
Fingers crossed, because I definitely have to work on that Tobago ticket since the date has changed, and especially because it just sounds like it's become even more grand. So don't worry about me, Don. I'm wishing you good luck and congratulations in advance on making the best of what wasn't a great situation initially, making it even more attractive, and definitely one to remember. Tobago Fashion Coda 7 sounds like the place to be.
Yes, most definitely. And let me tell you, I could make arrangements for that ticket for you. I have the flights already booked. I have a group booking that I'll be happy to accommodate you. So you just say the word, my dear.
Well, let me end this interview so Don and I can arrange. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. And hopefully we'll see each other soon.
Certainly. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Don Grant, the executive producer for Tobago Fashion Coda 7 and the president of DG Events. I am genuinely happy then that things didn't work out the way they were supposed to. I mean, we would have been there in time for it, because we would have been there for the Easter coverage for the Now Morning Show. But
I know.
This new date is working out.
It is working out. And, it works out for everybody. For all of you who may be at home and you're like, oh, well, I'm not too sure. Trust and believe. Don't forget that's right on the long weekend, because Friday is going to be a public holiday. So you just get to have a great time in Tobago. And I think one of the beautiful things, too, is that there's food, there's fashion, photo ops, which, of course, we all need and love. 100-foot red carpet, something you can definitely add to your calendar for sure. Something that you don't want to miss. And I know also it's a great boost when it comes to fashion tourism for Tobago also.
For sure. And Tobago shone brightly for the Easter weekend, so it's almost like a continuation. It doesn't feel like it stopped. It had to change dates and it worked out. But for now, we have to take a break. So when we come back, we are talking things that are still very Tobago. And to take us to the break, the sounds of the Easter weekend Jazz Fest. Let's hear it.
License to love, insurance to hold. Melts all your memories, change into gold. His eyes are like angels, but his heart is cold. No need to ask, he's a smooth operator.